Hi and welcome to Polly Puts the Colour On. In this video I'm going to be sharing my impressions and thoughts about these Black Edition pencils by Faber-Castell. I've had my eye on these pencils for quite a while because I've seen lots of different people talking about them, like Colouring Kid and some of the other channels that I watch. But I kept thinking, no, I've already got plenty of pencil sets. But then for my birthday a couple of weeks ago, my husband and daughter surprised me with the full 100 set. So I have swatched them out. That is available as a short on my channel if you wanted to see little bits from that. So let's get into the packaging. So as it came in this smart outer box. And I'm not going to be keeping it in this outer packaging, but I thought I'd keep it in it so that I could show you how they arrived to me. Did buy them off Amazon. I'll include an Amazon affiliate link in the description box in case you're interested. It won't cost you anything more to purchase that way, but it will help support the channel. So it comes in that outer box, and then there is another kind of outer box. And I can get into it. Here we are. And then we're into actually the main packaging from the pencils. Now I have changed the order that they came in slightly to match with the swatch chart that I got from Jazzy Doodle Designs. Again, I'll link that as well in the description. But it does come in this kind of smart fold out system. So I have been keeping it kind of as like that or like that on my desk. And I've not been finding it too bad. I think I'll keep them like this for now, and then it might be eventually that I end up putting them into a pencil case potentially, because although you can see the colours, if you're trying to find a specific pencil to look at the number, you've obviously got to lift it out, look at the number, oh no, that's not the one I want, and then when you're trying to put it back, it's a bit awkward to work out where you're meant to put it back. So this might not be a permanent solution for me, but for a lot of people, especially if you don't like swatching and you just kind of look at the pencil and go, that one will do, then this could work quite well for you. So let me just move them out of the way and show you the swatch. So as you see, got this from Jazzy Doodle Designs. So like I said earlier, there is 100 pencils. There's some nice neon colours. There's a few greys, not a load of greys, but there are some really pretty greys, like that really bluey kind of grey there. It's a nice choice of kind of browns and skin tone kind of colours. And then there is quite a few blues, greens, and kind of, a little bit of everything, I'd say. That colour I think is quite unusual as well. So I think if you were wanting to have just one pencil set, this would do you. There is definitely a bit of everything. There's some lighter colours, the neons, there's the greys, some kind of paler pastel colours as well. Like I said, I have got a few other pencil sets. I've got my Prismacolors, I've got Castle Art Soft Touch, Castle Art Gold, and my Black Widow pencils. So I thought I'd just show you kind of the swatches of these compared to some of my other pencil sets. Now I won't compare them to the Prismacolors because they are, I'd say they're completely different pencils. Prismacolors are obviously super duper soft and smushy. And you can buy them open stock, whereas obviously these ones are not open stock, though they are quite reasonably priced for how many pencils you get. I think they're about £30-ish, I think, for this set. Obviously, the price fluctuates. And they are soft, but they're definitely not as soft as a Prismacolor. Let's face it, very few pencils are ever going to be that soft. They did remind me quite a bit of my Black Widow pencils. Again, I'd say these, I think the Black Edition are a little bit softer than the Black Widows, but there's not a huge amount in it, I'd say. And I think it is a little bit hard to compare the colours between them because obviously I've got all of the Black Widow pencils and there's like, 180 or something altogether. So here you've got the Black Widow swatches. So obviously there is a load more colours, especially like the greys. There's a lot more lighters. You can see it's gone into some blending ones I've got there. So yeah, in terms of like actually the use of the pencil, I would say they do work pretty similar to the Black Widows, maybe a touch softer, but not, I wouldn't say there's a huge amount in it. And the good thing is with these Black Editions is they are triangular. So if you struggle holding a pencil for a while, these could be worth a try, because I have found that they were really quite comfy to hold in my hand with them being triangular. I think that is important to note, because obviously there's not many pencils that are that shape, are there? So here we've got the Castle Art Golds. These are a lot softer, but they're really, really crumbly. When I swatched out these black editions, I didn't get very much pencil dust at all. I got a little bit, but not very much. Whereas the Castle Art Golds are really, really crumbly. A little bit like the Prismacolors are, I suppose. Similar amount of colours. Obviously, these are 120 compared to 100, but it's not far off. So in terms of the colours, there's not like a massive, there is slightly more yellows, there's slightly more greys and these unusual ones. But I think for the price that they charge for the Castle Art Golds, I'd say the black editions are much better in terms of value. I do really like some of the colours in the Castle Art Gold ones, don't get me wrong, there's some really unusual colours, but price-wise, these much better value, and they are, you know, they are pretty decent quality. Here we've got my swatch of the Castle Art Soft Touch. Again, this is a 120 set, so there is obviously going to be a slightly bigger range of colours, especially there's an awful lot of blues in this set. But I always find with my Castle Art Soft Touch, there's very, very few browns. Like there's a couple kind of early on in like the orange section that are kind of a brown colour. But I always think it's a bit lacking in the browns, whereas then when you look at the black editions, there are a lot more kind of browns and skin tone kind of colours. So I think these will make a really good addition to my colouring supplies. I can definitely see me using these either to completely do a page or to supplement some of my other pencil sets. I think, oh, I'm after this colour, but I've not quite got it. Like that one, I think is really pretty colour, that ruby red, because it's not super red, but it's not super pink. That is quite an unusual colour. So like I said, they're really pleased with them, and they do come in kind of a usable storage system. So I thought what might be useful as well as part of this video is to show me using them just a little bit on a page. I won't do a huge amount. So I've got a buddy colour for In July in Magical Jungle. So I thought, save starting a completely new page, may as well work on one that I was planning on doing anyway. So I'll just bring the camera in a little bit closer so that you can see me working on it, and then you can get an idea about how much pencil dust and things you get from it. So let me just zoom you in. Right, so you can see I've zoomed you in. I thought what I might just try and do is do some of these little thin leaves here, like I say, just so that you can get an idea of how much pencil dust there is and what the colours, you know, kind of how they blend together. So I was going to use the forest green there, and then the fern colour. So they're not super far away, but hopefully this will give you a bit of an idea on how they're going to blend. So just make sure you're in position. So I'll start with the lightest one. So starting out dark, like with more pressure, easing up. As you see straight away, already got really good amount of colour down on there. So then let me come in with the darker one. Oh, camera's struggling to focus a bit. So it does blend really easily together. So I've started out harder pressure, eased up, and then I'll come back in with this one and go. So there you can see you've got a really seamless blend, got hardly any pencil dust. I will just brush away the tiny bit that there is, but there is hardly any, and they have kept a pretty decent point as well, while being quite soft and, you know, not being hard on the hand. Like I say, especially with the shape of them, I think possibly if you struggle with your hands and your fingers, and, you know, if you spend a long time colouring and you find sometimes like your hands get a bit sore, these maybe could be worth a try. You know, with them being a slightly different shape, not being the usual round shape, and you're getting quite a good colour payoff. Could be worth a try, especially for the price, and you can buy smaller sets as well. So then you could get a little set. Our camera's struggling. I think I zoomed you in a little bit too much. But there you can see you've got a really nice blend on there. So quite happy with these. Definitely, you know, a good addition to my colouring supplies. Don't think I'm going to need any more pencils now, because I've definitely got some for every occasion, you know, Prismacolors that I'll use if I'm doing bigger areas. I've got my Castle Soft Touch that are a lot harder, that I use if I'm colouring something like really fiddly, that I really need to keep a sharp point. And then I've got these and the Black Widows and the Castle Art Golds, kind of everything in between. So drop me a comment down below. Do you have these pencils? Do you like using them? So it would be lovely to hear from you, if you've got these pencils, what your thoughts are of them. If there's any particular colour combinations like that you know that you like using with these Black Edition pencils, it would be great to hear from you. So drop me a comment down below. So don't forget to click like and subscribe. I have got my Ko-fi store as well. I have got some colour combinations on there for a few characters, from kind of some of the Japanese colouring books. So take care, everyone, and I'll catch you in the next one.